What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Sal. You are watching Penny Stock Live. This is episode 221, the #1 show on YouTube for stocks under $10 a share. We're the only people talking about OTC stocks. We're the only one talking about the shittiest companies that trade in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, period. We're the only ones talking about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. Episode, again, 221 for September 28, 2017. I am your host. Thank you for joining me. Shout out to all the people slowly coming into the chat room. Michael B, Moneybags, Q DeMayo, Michael Cummings, Cool Cats, Bill Betts. Yeah, Bill Betts. I'm low-key mad at you, Bill Betts, because you should have told me how great of an investment Soupq was. But we're going to get into that. Shout out to all you Soupq people. Trevor Proby, Joshua Noel, Maurice Jones, Poker Pro, Jeff Graham, Ghost Alchemist. Yes, indeed, man. You guys excited to talk about some money or what, man? Yes, indeed, man.
You win.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and get the show started with. Let's go ahead and get straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull my chart is up. All right, my chart is up. Let me get my dashboard up. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, pull back on the overall market today. Pull back a little bit on the overall market today. We talked about yesterday how it possibly could be bull trapping. You know, that's probably what the setup is. I'm not sure just yet. We'll have to see if we do get another down day tomorrow. Then we can start really confirming that. Until then, we'll see what happens. But yes, so many OTCs we're running today. Roger Gray, what's up, man? DPG, TJ, the Great. Who else is in here? Matai Tama. Shout out to all the people in the chat room right now. All right, let me get my equity feed up. Shout out to Equity Feed. Get 2 weeks free, no credit card required. Equityfeed.com. First and foremost, I want to know what got this running. Anybody saw what had AMMA, Alliance MMA? Are they like involved in? Okay, all right. So I see the news. Okay, Alliance MMA acquires Victory Fighting Championship. Alliance is the only publicly traded mixed martial arts company unifying elite regional promotions and inspiring MMA champions. Announced today that they acquired the assets of Victory Fighting Championship. Victory Fighting Championship produces events in Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, South Dakota, and Dallas-Fort Worth. Okay, cool. All right, nice play on that stock. Beautiful chart. That's the 30-minute, but you got to look at the 5-minute because people were really excited about that. Had the opportunity to play the break, but, man, there were so many plays running. I don't know too much about the MMA business and how big. I know the fan base is huge. Obviously, the demand for the stock took it out the roof. But I was all over a possible squeeze. Well, it ended up not being just possible. It happened. HMNY. We talked about it on the show yesterday. It was either going to be ITIS or HMNY. One of those two were going to squeeze somebody. HMNY squeezed the shit out of people today. But shout out to those MMA guys winning big here on that chart. Wow, this was a pretty illiquid stock. Look at that. The stock only traded about 24,000 shares before today's move. 24,000 shares, and today it trades 9.1 million. So you got a lot of day traders in here. All right, so here's another opportunity for you shorters to make some money on the downside, but also you got to be aware you could get squeezed on this one too because obviously that float's got to be thin as hell right now. That float's got to be thin as hell right now. Yes, indeed. Somebody says gonna Yeah, shout out. How come nobody brought that up on the show yesterday? That Roku was going public. You guys know what the number is. 305-600-2896. Look, I know we don't play the large caps here. All right. I know we don't really, waste our time trying to get, 2 cents a share, playing, $90 stocks. I get it. I don't want to waste my time doing that. But when a company like Roku is going public, give me a call. Give me a call. You know what I'm saying? It just popped up on my scanner, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't even know this is happening. Let's see what up. Yeah, up $7. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's a beautiful trade, dude. You can't go wrong with that shit, man. Again, that's a 5-minute chart. So you're looking at this develop. I mean, it's a no-brainer, dude. Drop, shit. Drop a couple grand and ride with it. But there was a lot of places to put your money today. I don't blame you if you missed it. There was a lot of places to put your money today. And look, guys, when you feel like you're certain about something, share the news. If you feel like you're certain about something, it's okay to be wrong. I know some of you guys were sleeping on Soupq. You were sleeping, and including me. I was sleeping on Soupq because, let's be honest, the 30-minute chart. And again, many OTCs, you look at the 30-minute because you get the real picture of a long term. And I'll give Clay Trader his credit for that. I mean, he kind of introduced me to that 30-minute thing. But Soupq, I can't see it in the chart. I can't see what it did today in the chart. But I got to give you guys, all the credit for the people who hung in there. Because, boy, did you make your money today. Up 396%. I'll just give you the 400% in that in Soupq today. Turned a $100 investment into $396. That ladies and gentlemen, that's a return for you right there. If you're a big baller, drop $1,000 on the news this morning. Yeah, you came out looking real nice on that. You came out looking real nice on that. Soupq was the ticker. Here's the 30-minute chart. Let's look how he would have played intraday. Obviously, you guys don't all use the 5-minute, but here's the 5-minute chart. Again, more than enough time for you to get into this. As you saw, it got to those levels here, and you started seeing some selling off as we got, a bit higher to a breakout area. All right, a little bit of resistance up there at a nickel. Can you possibly go again tomorrow? Maybe, but you know how OTC can get right now. But I'll tell you that though, if this dips tomorrow, right? If this dips tomorrow at the end of the day, I mean, if you're finding yourself back in, 01, 02s, I think you snatch some of that up. The company announced that they came out of bankruptcy. Let me know, are they coming out debt-free? Like, are they debt-free, or are they in some kind of like, plan where they got to pay back and, some shit like that? But the company came out of bankruptcy. Interesting enough, though, they announced that they came out of bankruptcy on the 8th of September. So I'm trying to figure out, for the last 20 days, obviously somebody had the news, but kept it a secret, well enough that it came out today. And congrats to the investors all involved. All right. Yeah, Roku was a good trade, man. But again, I didn't hear anybody call up or say anything about it. AZFL. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for AZFL to pop off. I don't, don't get it twisted. It's been a stock that's ran before. Let's spread it out a little bit. It's been a stock that's ran before. I think you guys are waiting for it to run again. It's definitely at support here. No gain or loss today. You got some volume that's coming into play here. So just be a little bit patient if you believe in it. It should happen pretty soon. Another one I'm following, CDII. CDII, still watching that. CDII, somebody's buying these lows. Somebody's buying these lows. This is a stock that's ran before. All right, this is a stock that's ran before. Somebody's buying these lows. I'm thinking the breakout is that 0016. That's where I've got it marked there. That's what I'm looking for. Ken, what's up? You're on the air. I can hear my background.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
You know, I can't. Soupq. Can you freaking believe it? A piece of crap.
Yeah.
And they released a news release this morning with no symbol in the news release. Stock goes up 600%.
Now, here's the thing, though. You know, Ken, were you in Soupq at one time? I think you were.
No, I was. I was in it. I traded it for 30%.
Okay. And
remember,
you sold out because you thought it was pretty much a dud, right?
I did. I mean, you're dealing with a Q stock. You even told me. You said it with those stocks, you're playing with fire.
Yeah. And you know, it was going exactly, you know, the direction we all expected for several days. You know what I'm saying? September had been a very, very ugly time for the stock. The stock lost over, well over 90% of its value from the 4 cents when we started the month. Now all the way down to a penny a share. Sure enough. Here's what's really interesting, and I just mentioned it. The company came out of bankruptcy on the 8th, according to the letter. So I'm trying to figure, like, how did they hold this all in? Because, I mean, on the 8th, the stock was trading at, what, 3 cents, 4 cents, and they literally allowed the stock to lose value until this came out.
Right. Wealth Colony was the hedge fund that was announced on the 8th. It was all over Investors Hub that they owned 51% of the stock. It just logically didn't make any sense. I just couldn't comprehend it. No one understood. Even that sheep wolf guy that you talk about, he was thinking that it was extremely risky, and now he didn't think the news release is real. So,
yeah.
It's all good. Whatever.
Yeah.
On to the next, right? Crazy, huh?
I mean, that's OTCs for you, man. I'm never surprised at what goes on in these companies anymore. But, man, just, again, a missed opportunity, but... You know, and here's the thing, though. I'm, looking through the news before I started the show, you really couldn't tell this was coming down the pipe. I mean, so you really can't blame yourself for it. There was just no way to really tell this was coming around the corner.
No, I agree with you.
And honestly, I think this is one of the fastest, cases that I've seen a company go through bankruptcy. I don't know how long they've had the Q stock, but I don't think it had been that long.
No, not at all. Within a month. I'm shocked. I'm totally shocked.
Yeah.
I guess whatever. I don't know. Remember OWCP? Did you talk about that yet? That was volume came in 43% return today.
I swear the promoters, the pumpers are watching this show because we've talked several times to watch OWCP here on the show. It's been a runner before, and all of a sudden you had people buy up some of these lows. I would watch this. It's the sellers. Are they completely out? I'm not sure, but 3.3 million shares on a stock that was losing a lot of buying activity. That's very telling. Somebody wants these shares here at 35 cents. So I would definitely be watching this over the next week and a half here on the show because I think within the next 2 weeks you could be possibly doubled your money here, even maybe sooner than that. Really?
Wow. Okay. I definitely will do that. It's been interesting. The trend has been the last few days for these dead, beaten down stocks. Look at OTTV today, Viva Entertainment. Remember July 2nd before July 4th, that stock went from 002 to 009, and then it's been a dud. And look how it came alive today.
Yeah, it's so funny you bring that up. OTTV was a stock that I'm very, I'm looking at. I was involved in for a little while. OTTV. I thought, and as I marked there, that 0016 was support, and sure enough, you saw the buying come in. I already have it marked on my chart. This could be the beginning of another opportunity for the stock to go higher. But I want to see, commitment tomorrow to stay above 0016. So I don't want to see any selling in OTTV tomorrow.
I know.
I think if you see any selling or any even slightly dip below again 0016, I think you just basically got to stay far away from it. But OTTV 0016 is the support. If you hold over it tomorrow, then I think next week you could probably be seeing a nice run on this one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just one more. What I mentioned earlier through a tweet regarding esports. That remember with the AMLH and the whole industry. Have you talked in the show in the last few weeks about just a group of esport tickers that
I haven't.
we should have a watch list?
I haven't. You know, obviously, if you have some tickers you want to share, I mean, I'm more than willing to let's take a look at them. I know the most popular one here on the show was AMLH when it was running. We had a few callers call up about that. That was a 0001 stock that, you know, went all the way up to a penny, 1,000% return for that stock. So, you know, AMLH, you know, that's really the only one I know out there. But yeah, if you got some tickers, let's go through them.
I don't, and that's what I'm trying to. I'll just have to go do my research on the web. But Tony Robbins was on Fast Money last night, and he brought up esports, and he's putting millions and millions into these esport companies because he says that the trend, it's amazing. Mark Cuban, we just got to find them.
Yes, I don't doubt the legitimacy of the industry, the business. They're making money. I mean, these guys are really paying to go to these competitions. These competitions.
They are.
Their prizes they're paying out.
They're filling stadiums. You're right.
Their prizes they're paying out. They're not just giving copies of games like they did 20 years ago. I mean, they're giving, you know, $1 million cash prizes for people who win these things. So, you know, absolutely, I don't doubt it. I think AMLH is probably, I think, the only way to play it right now on the OTC side. If there's any other publicly traded company, by all means, anybody watching, give us a call.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Enjoy. I appreciate everything.
Thank you, Ken.
Bye.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Ken for the call. But AMLH is the only company that I know of. And, again, I'm not touching that until I see for sure that it's completely done. You got a lot of dilution that happened during the pump. So the float's a little bit larger than where it was when it was doing all of this. So I don't want to be first dibs in there. I think maybe – can you get 005s, can you 0005s, 0004s? Who knows? But no movement on that stock today. But that's definitely one to watch to play that industry. Yeah, OWCP. Somebody in the chat room. What's up, Desert Edge? Yeah, OWCP is money, and you know that thing can really move, man. That thing can really move. You saw it happen today. 3 million shares, you know, got the stock moving up 43%. You know, 43%. The stock opened up at 23 cents a share. So, you know, I'm just curious how much buying power is that? I'm curious myself. Oh yeah, that's little, yeah, $980,000. So $980,000 worth of buying power got you up 43%. That's you know, that's pancake, you know what I mean? That ain't shit. So that stock can really move if they really start promoting that. You get a couple $2 million, $3 million days, you know, you're looking right back in the 70s, 80 cent range. But let's see if that's, you know, what's going to be started here. Honestly, I wouldn't be buying on top here. I think this is somebody loading up, but I don't think this is starting now. I'm not sure if it's starting now, but we'll find out. Time will tell, bro. What's going on, Elaine? ARGS, let's take a look at it. ARGS. There was what's the name of that Cuban company? There was a publicly traded company, and it's out supposedly. You know, it ran when, you know, Obama was talking to the Cubans about doing what they were doing, opening up Cuba. It's like literally Cuba or something. Cuban, there it is. It was Cuban. And ARGS, I'm going to look at it just in a second. Cuban, I'm watching Cuban. I'm just watching Cuban. Again, the float is a little bit tight on that, but watch Cuban. It's ran before. It's ran before in a little bit of a pump, but I'm watching this one carefully because on this whole Puerto Rican situation thing, I'm not sure if any promoter will take the advantage of that, but it could very well come to it. But just watch it. ARGS was the ticker we just pulled up. 18 cents a share. You know, somebody brought it up on the chat room on yesterday. Again, I mentioned that this stock's been on $1 for quite a while now. So again, you know, either you're looking at a bankruptcy situation or, you know, is there some kind of filing? Other than that, I'm not playing just simply oversold here because, you know, this isn't the chart you really want to play that kind of move on. VSAR, shout out to Africa Emporium. I got into VSAR today. If you were in the Discord room, I mentioned it. Opened up a small position in VSAR, VSAR. Today was the first green day. Well, not the first green day, but I think we didn't see the aggressive selling that we saw in prior days. So VSAR, I'm looking for VSAR to have a very good day tomorrow, Friday. I think the bulls finally take some kind of substantial control of the stock, and VSAR finally works its way back to testing 3. We're at 255 right now. Again, small position, but I'm willing to add to it. Oversold on VSAR on the drug failure. I think you got an incredible catalyst here, which is basically just a chart and a stock that's been beat to death. And I think the upside here is just money. It's just money. All right. Bill Betsy said OWCP is still trash. Yeah, I mean, it's still up there. I mean, it's not, you know, I know everybody wants, you know, the 10 cent, the 2 cent. And I got a great penny stock to tell you guys about. I'm trying to get the vice president or the CEO or somebody to come on the show before I put it out there, because I'm really excited about this stock and what they're doing. And I'm not even a fan of biotech like that, but this guy, you know, his resume is just absolutely incredible. Dry's ready to pop off. Well, forget Dry's. What happened to DCIX, man? All that shit you guys were talking in the chat room about DCIX. I was waiting for it this morning, you know, on DCIX. Everybody was, oh my God, DCIX, DCIX, what happened? You know, we had like 7 stocks I started the morning with. And I'm like, what the fuck? Nothing's happening. All right. We saw what DCIX did yesterday. I was waiting to see if that would probably happen again. No, sir. No, sir. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Wasted about 20 minutes of my life watching DCIX today. But it would have been a really nice one because it was dirt cheap. Opened up at 92 cents a share. Probably looking to see if we were going to test yesterday's high. That 180, 190 would have been a nice little return. But didn't happen. Didn't happen. Yes, ITIS was a nice short. We talked about that on the show yesterday, that ITIS, yesterday was his first red day. For those of you guys who have watched Tim Sykes' videos, he's put out that info that, the first red day after a run is one of the most important triggers for, a possibility as a shorter for you to come in. ITIS definitely delivered on that. But now you're at the squeeze risk. You're at the squeeze risk, and I think you see that especially in ITIS at the close. At the close. Now, here's the thing. This is either people covering because they played, the short, and they're covering into what I think could possibly be a squeeze tomorrow in ITUS. But, again, we'll see what happens on it. I mean, obviously, everybody knows now it's a pump. Everybody knows it came from penny stock, egghead, and all that stuff like that. So you may not have the buying support out there. But they know, chat rooms know that people are short this stock. They know people are short this stock. And sometimes, pump or not, just the idea that you can probably get 30, 40, 50, 60 cents by banding together, right, your capital and pushing this stock higher, even, for 15, 20, 30 minutes and getting somebody to jump, that's something people are going to be willing to take. So watch out for ITUS tomorrow. Watch out for ITUS tomorrow. All right. HMNY, that was the one I was on today. I don't want to beat a dead horse because we talked about how one of these stocks, ITIS or HMI, was going to squeeze. HMNY delivered on that squeeze, and you can see it all throughout the chart. I mean, again, this is them running for their lives in the morning. You thought this was going to fall on its ass, and it didn't do it. You thought it was going to fall on its ass, and it didn't do it. So with the move today, you found little support there at the 750s, and what happened is the stock just started trending, and all of a sudden you see the volume come in. See the volume coming. Again, these chat room pumps, that happen, all you need is about 100, 200 people with a couple $1,000 who are committed and ready to follow through. A couple hundred people with a couple $1,000 can create this. And the market will come back into the stock to support the people who got in early. See, so think of it as throwing a rock in a settled lake. You know what I mean? It's the waves that are made, that thump that's made by the initial people, and then the waves that spread out to the market as a whole as the stock starts to get onto, the leaderboard charts, and people pick up and then come in to support, the initial traders that went in. That's how it works. That's how these chat room pumps work. And again, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know what pump. We got so many different little gangs of traders out here who, by the way, we came to find, thanks to Bill Betts, that guys were basically stealing watch lists from other traders. What was the name of that Bill Betts, that trading group that got exposed for stealing watch lists? I forgot what their name, and be careful, all these trading dojos. You guys paying $120 a month to be in a guy's chat room, man, paying for these guys' lifestyles, man. That's why they're not afraid to take $20,000 losses, because they know they got, a couple thousand people who's got to pay just to be in their chat room. Says short squeeze is scary. Yes, a short squeeze is very scary. All right, let's see what else was up. Let's go back to the 30-minute chart here. Yeah, and that's HMNY. So I saw they saw it. You thought it was going to fall on its ass, right? You lost support of the 790s. You thought we were going to break lower, and they caught you. They caught you slipping, man. They caught you slipping. All right. IZEA. Yeah, IZEA. I'm interested in this stock below those 630s, or excuse me, the 530s, for the stock possibly coming in to cover the gap that happened a couple days ago back there on the 25th. But still hanging up there, man. Still hanging up there on IZEA. And again, that news wasn't that great, but doing what HMNY kind of does, like running over its time on relatively weak news. Said the three kings, ITIS, IZEA, HMNY, absolutely. I think HMNY is the one you play though. But ITIS, I would watch ITIS tomorrow, boy. That's gonna be a beast. That could be a beast if they get serious about that one. Because they're loaded up. It's dirt cheap, so they're loaded short. Huge. What's going on, Jeff, there? CAPR. And I saw the email, too, Interactive Brokers put out. Oh, yeah, shorts available. I'm like, I don't want none of that. CAPR. This is a stock that's ran before. Yeah, I think we had some days back here. Yeah, there he goes. We got some couple days back here from early August, mid-August actually, late July, early August, mid-July, early August. But as you can see, it gave back the gains relatively quickly, and here we have CAPR actually hanging up there now. 30-minute chart. Let's look at the daily. As you can see here, covering that gap, and again, sitting up there pretty nicely. What is it trying to do here? Still pretty hot on the daily chart. Man, that's an ugly looking. This is just an ugly looking chart, period. But covering the gap pretty well, man. Stock was oversold, gapped up higher, found support. Not bad. CAPR. What's the news on it, though? I see it did have some news. Something about muscular dystrophy program or development program. Oh boy, Peach, you said you've been losing the past couple trades. Are you buying too high? Are you buying? What's wrong? You know, a lot of times what guys, when they have losing trades, is they're buying too high. All right, Bill Betts, I got your message, bro. Yeah, okay. Ascend Trading, okay. Yes, indeed. Okay, yeah. I mean, again, that's all these little trading dojos, and Ascend Trading is pretty expensive, too. Ascend Trading is pretty expensive. They're one of the more expensive little trading dojos. But that's why, say what you want about Tim, but at least Tim, he's getting people some money, man. Tim's putting money in people's pockets, and including mine, because I can't imagine where I would be if I hadn't met that guy. Probably somewhere working in the office, making $12 an hour or some shit. So I give credit to him, but a lot of these other guys, I don't doubt that they may have some people out there that they're putting on some good trading habits, but for the most of them, I think they're just money grabs. ZYNE Atos. Somebody brought up Atos. What's the move on Atos, man? Up 22%. What's the move here, man? Man, that chart is ugly, bro. What's the move here? Up 22%. Let me know. You still in UMAX? Oh, man. Okay, UMAX. I keep forgetting that. It's got the one that's got a whole bunch of different UMAXs. All right, so UMAX was Sheep Wolf's play. Why did you play that shit, man? Why did you play UMAX, man? Again, I look, Sheep Wolf, cool dude. Had him on the show. He got us in NEWC, a stock that shitted on us, and then ended up getting halted. NEWC is halted. The stock will never probably trade again. So imagine you being the sucker that all this time is still in that stock, NEWC. That stock's been halted since, when was that? When has NEWC been? It's been halted for some time, hasn't it? Or was it unhalted recently? I think you can find some news on that. Did it trade today? Okay, it looks like it did move today. No movement, though. But I know that stock was halted recently. But I don't know why the hell you're in UMAX, man. UMAX, don't get it twisted. I know I haven't put out the greatest OTC tickers of all time, but one look at UMAX and you just got to be like, what? What the hell? Okay. OTC Pink, yeah, it was current, though. I mean, I give them that. The stock's current. All right. The stock was current. The float, yeah, that float definitely wasn't accurate. Not bad. You said you're still alive on UMAX? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I give it to you, though. I mean, yeah, the stock lost 21%, but, you're still up there. You're still up there. Let's see if it can hold up there, bro. All right. Man, but it's so beat up to death, I can't go too far back on it. AEMD up 48%. All right, nice of you to play the, gapped up higher, then all of a sudden, as you saw, lost value. Looks like it would have been a great short. Would have been a great short. Up 46%, 48% today on AEMD. Interesting move. Yeah, got in on the very lows, but I'm surprised that RSI didn't get lower than that on that sell-off. I thought probably get a little bit lower than that, but I guess there was some intermediate buying even on those dips. RAS. Let's take a look. RAS. Real estate. What is this? Rat Financial? Rat Financial. All right. New York Stock Exchange. Okay, it is a real estate investment trust. Okay, real estate investment trust. Up 4%. All right, nice where it's coming from, man. 1.3 million shares traded today. That's actually a nice chart. These are the kind of stuff we like to look for here. Why didn't anybody bring this up yesterday? New York Stock Exchange. Nice move, man. Should have got us in a lot earlier, man. Where were you at 60 cents? Could have been up almost a dime here. Not bad, up 4%. Could have been up almost a dime here. Nice play that, up 4% though. That volume's looking all right, bro. Volume's looking all right though. I think you can't get it wrong here looking at that. I like that. I like where it's sitting at right here. All right, and again, I'm not even be greedy here. You're just probably looking for, you know, the top of that. Probably looking for the top of that. I'm going to stick it right here, which is 73 cents. Again, you know, not far from here. Not far from here, but I think you're going to get it. As you see here, there was one day where it tested it and came back. I think you test it again relatively soon. Not bad. RAS. Don't know anything about the company. I'm just looking at the chart. Yeah, I could care less about the company. Just looking at the chart, man, and where it's positioned, and what you could possibly get out of it, based on this oversold catalyst. Joe, you said you gave it out yesterday? Okay, I did not see. Ah, fuck. No. IIPR. Let's take a look. IIPR. God damn. It's an ugly looking chart. All right. Yeah. IIPR. Let me know what's going on here, man. Not much on that. Only 17,000 shares traded. Are you the guy that called with those low volume stocks yesterday? Let me see. MJTK, mess marijuana, ain't it? MJTK. Genesis up 25%. 0010. Not bad. 0010. Looks like you got some opportunities to get the 007, the 0007s, 0008s. You still might have an opportunity to get on that. I wouldn't jump on that though. You know, I think, you know, whoever got in there on those 0008s, 0009s, you know, they're going to be right back there in the next couple of days. So I wouldn't jump on 0010s just yet. You know, I think you still have some triples in there that can probably come out of that. You know, I know everybody wants to get on marijuana. And look, if you're willing to go in the red for, you know, a couple weeks, maybe a week and a half, then I would jump on some marijuana plays that are oversold right now. You know, MGTKs and all that. You know, do your research and make sure, again, they're still putting out news. They've put out some news recently and it's showing that that they're still doing something. But a stock that I've always treasured here, USEI, you know, again, if they're putting out news, they're active, decent filings, you know, yeah, I think you buy up these triples, you know. And again, if you're willing to sit on them, you know, I think you'll find yourself in some gains. But again, you're just going to have to be patient. That's just how OTC stocks work. You know, if you play the long ball in OTCs, that's how you win. You know, when you try to go for the 2-day, 3-day, same-day homers, unless the news is that strong, you're probably going to be a bag holder. MAR. You said it's the run over on MAR. I don't know. I mean, I like the chart a couple of weeks ago, but about a week and a half ago. But now it looks like you know, you broke out, but you didn't really. You got some resistance at the breakout, man. Here's MAR. You know, this is what you were looking for, and now you got some resistance there. You know, but now you know you're not committing above, you know, that 51 cents. You pulled back today to 47. You know, so be careful on that one, man. But it worked its way back up there to retest. You know, you worked its way back up there. Nice swing for somebody who saw it. Oh, yeah, appreciate it. Let me know about that. Thank you, guys. My chat feed, yeah, if my chat feed messes up like that, let me know. Okay, I think we're good to go now. Let me refresh this. There we go. Yeah, let me know if my chat feed fucks up like that. IMUC. 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 Yeah, I'm not a big fan of IMUC. Former 10-cent, 9-cent stock. Almost got delisted. Almost got delisted and, you know, was able to save its ass. Had reverse split into a stock that was like $4 or $5, and look where it is now. Caught some people slipping here a couple weeks ago, back in early summer, but, you know, right back to zero. Speaking of delisted stocks, Dcth, I don't know. Yeah, Dcth. I don't know what's going on with Dcth, but Dcth put up some gains today. That stock actually put up some gains today, but again, trading on the OTC side, but still ironically has a following even over there. Even over there. But I know if you had Robinhood, supposedly you just lost all your money, right? Or did they cash you out when it went delisted? I'd like to know if anybody who had Robinhood and had Dcth after they got delisted, did they cash you out, or they, you know, your money just vanished? Because Robinhood doesn't allow OTC trading, so, you know, it is what it is on that. Buds, yeah, marijuana stock on Buds. Buds, by the way, too, is very, very, very low float, man. Buds has a very, very low float. Buds, if you look at what Buds did, you know, at the beginning of the year, going into the elections, you know, you had a little bit of a run going into the elections. What was that? This is December? Shit. Where you went from 50 cents to $5. 50 cents to $5. 50 cents to $5. But the real money was made over here. I mean, this is where the real money's made at. I mean, when you're in at, you know, 7 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents, and you got the balls of steel to hold it, you know, when it's up 300%. I've always wanted to meet somebody who's got some stocks like that, because, again, I've never had the balls to hold a stock that's up, you know, 10,000%. But we've seen it here on the show. I mean, we've seen it here on the show, stocks that we've talked about at, you know, 0010, and all of a sudden we're talking about it at 33 cents. And, you know, it's a 22,000% gain. But I've never met a person who had the balls to hold a stock that had gains like that. WMT, you know, everybody wants to short Walmart, but here's the thing on Walmart. At the end of the day, man, they're, you know, cash heavy, and anybody who they feel is a threat, they can possibly buy. Now, their biggest threat is Amazon, but there's so many small companies out there that if Amazon makes a move, they can go after a low-end competitor in a similar business that they would like to get into and buy them out. For example, of how they bought out Jet.com several months ago, you know, and got on the online food space. You know, now what they're doing, and I've said it here on the show, Walmart is slavery with a paycheck. Basically, what they're doing is now, if you work at Walmart, you know, after your shift, if there's some online orders, they won't pay for your gas, they won't pay for insurance, they won't pay for any maintenance on your vehicle, but you can earn some money delivering orders after work. So you've been on your feet for, most workers anywhere between 9 to 12 hours for just over minimum wage, maybe what, $8.75, $9.15 or what they're paying right now, maybe $10 if you're lucky. And now you've got to get into your, what most Walmart workers drive. Maybe your 1998 Honda Accord EX and drive to a neighborhood you can't afford to live in and deliver some packages. So Walmart, as evil as fuck as they are, I wouldn't bet against them just because they can do a lot of evil shit to keep their stock propped up. All right. ALRT. Yeah, this is that FDA stock that let a lot of people down on that second day, because remember it had that big 12,000% day. Was that 12,000? Yeah, it was 12,000% day. It was a 12,000% gain on that one day. Then it's pulled back up 14% on ALRT today. Yeah. PTN. PTN Palatine Technologies. Up 66 cents. Or up 2 cents, excuse me, at the 66 cents. We had a guy in the chat room. If you guys remember, this guy was so convinced PTN was going to get bought out. I mean, I'm talking about, this was like June of last year. He was in the chat room just PTN. He was convinced PTN was going to get bought out. This was June of last year. You got to go all the way back. I mean, so it's always been a turd. I mean, as you can see here, it's been a turd for almost 2 years now. And but nice move from the bottoms, though. I'll give you that. But it's been a piece of turd for a while. But it's had a really good September, though. I'll give you that. Up 20 cents for the month. You said Toys R Us is last of Mohicans. Yeah, Toys R Us is a private company, but boy, they would be getting their ass handed to them, long and strong up the ass, bro. If they were trading right now, if Toys R Us was trading, they would be the best short in the market right now, man. Buying toys in a retail store, that don't even make sense no more, unless you need it now. But I mean, and I used to work at these retail spots. If anybody lives in the Northeast, there's a place called Myers, and it's kind of like a rip-off Kmart. And I worked in the toy section, and you have parents come in. Yeah, I'm looking for the G.I. Joe with the command trigger uniform. The code is 22, and I'm just looking at them like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I think it's over there somewhere. Half the time I was, macking on the other girls who worked there, working in the meat department or some shit like that, man. I was just that kid that didn't give a fuck. I'm just trying to get enough to buy a PlayStation. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about the G.I. Joe, 9/11 edition with I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. Mbot. Hey, look, we've all had jobs like that. We've all had jobs like that where you didn't give a fuck on the job. And, you were just there for a check, man. You were just there for a check. Mbot up $1.80. 1.8%. Up 2 cents to $1.13. Man, that chart's beat up too. Let's look at the weekly on Mbot and see whether or not this is got some potential here. Let's look at the weekly on Mbot. Okay, so the weekly, when you look at the weekly on Mbot, again, not the greatest float in the world, but and obviously I would have loved some of that those 105s, 103s. But I think see what happens with the rest of this week. Here's this week developing here to see what Mbot looks like. But trying to fight its way out of the ones. Sometimes you got to go on the weekly charts to really get an idea where some of these stocks want to go. Let's go into the monthly here on Mbot. So if we look on the monthly chart, showing, it's turning green over the last 4 weeks, but still pretty early. So let's see how that develops. But, somebody's loading up here. It's had a really good month of September in volume. So I'm looking at the monthly chart and I'm wondering, okay, why is volume up strongly? I do see here they put out some news. They've been pretty aggressive with news in September. I'm seeing almost four different news releases. But but man, that's an ugly looking monthly chart though. What's going on, Dom Will? See what you're talking about, Cali Rob. Let's go back to the daily chart. All right, and as you see here, we looked on the weekly, so you saw that pull higher, and then now you're seeing the pullback on that. But nice little doji candlestick with today's move, though. Got a nice little body on it, so you might call it a spinning top. But will the bulls come back in tomorrow? That's what you're looking for tomorrow. If the bulls come back in here on Mbot. Otherwise, then I'm still waiting. I'll be sitting right here waiting for these 104s ones. If you're interested in the stock like that. What was that ticker you brought up? What was the ticker you brought up, Cali Rob? CATB? CATB? Damn, bro. I don't know why I didn't get the email on this. Or I did and I ignored it. But CATB had a hard alert on the 154 and up 21% today. Nice. Wow, man, you can't play a breakout better than that. I mean, this is exactly how it's supposed to play out. I mean, the stock trying to look for that recent high, broke above it. You had to retest, support came in, and that's where it is, man. Beautiful, beautiful play. 813, you're on the air. What's up?
Yo, what's up, man? Hey, I got a real quick question. I'm in this stock, right? It's called, I think, NCEN. I want to know why do stocks stop? Like they just stop for a day and don't trade for like a week or two. What's the reason for that?
Well, the stock has very low volume. I just pulled it up here. It's not very popular right now. Let me see here. Let's get some things weekly here. So yeah, it's not very popular stock. I see here. You're in it pretty early. The float's really not too bad actually. Let me see what it on filings. All right, so there's a stop sign, pink limited. Pink, no information. So yeah, it's not a popular stock, man. It's you're in kind of early. Now are you in the stock pretty heavy?
Not really. I got 10,000. I think it's got 10,000 shares.
Okay. Now what got you?
It's not really heavy.
Now what got you in here?
What it was, I'd seen it one day. I did a scan because I'm on TD Ameritrade. I'm trying to get the equity feed, but I can't afford that right now.
Sure.
And I did my 14-day. I did my 14-day already. But I seen it on my scanner, and it jumped one day, and I had jumped in it that day, and I'm just down like a cent.
Okay.
Right now I'm just down like 1 cent or 2 cents.
Yeah.
And I just didn't understand why it stopped doing like Bitcoin. Bitcoin did that like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It just stopped all of a sudden. Like what's the reason for them doing stuff like that? And when they do that, can you buy when they drop all the way down low again? Are you allowed to buy when they drop down low? Is what a question I have for you.
Well, yeah, I mean you should. I mean when it comes to penny stocks, as long as there's an ask available, you can definitely put in an order to buy the stock. But again, the stock does not have a lot of liquidity. And one thing I want you to pay attention is I want you to start going to a site called OTCmarkets.com. OTC Markets.
OTC Markets.
Yeah, OTC Markets.
Okay.
That's where you do your research on stocks like this. And one of the things you want to look for is you want to start looking for stocks that, one, have an operational website. If the website does not work, I can almost guarantee you nobody's working for the company. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that they have an operational website, which this company doesn't. You want to make sure they have at least a SEC or some kind of financial filing within the last 24 months. This stock has not submitted any kind of financials. It looks like since, let me see here, since 2013. So it's been 4 years since any kind of information regarding this stock has been submitted to the exchanges. So this is a stock that could get halted literally at any time. I mean, you can get the skull and crossbones, and this could be halted and never trade again. So I hope I hope you don't have any much money in it. But again, you want to look for recent activity, recent news, and an operational website.
Right.
And you want to look for a stock that is either ran before or you're seeing some accumulation that's a pattern. You're starting to see, interest building. Somebody's buying, somebody, you know what I mean? Not just one day all of a sudden everybody shows up. Okay.
Okay, I got one more question for you.
Go ahead.
Like I said, I can't afford equity fee, but is there another site like TD Ameritrade that, my bad, I said it wrong. Is there another place like equity fee where I can see like pre-market and after hours? Because on TD Ameritrade, I can't see none of that stuff for some reason.
Trading. You see, here's the thing: if you're willing to, pre-market after hours, for a particular stock, right? Is that what you mean? For a particular stock that you're looking at?
Right. If I want, like, let's say I had 4 stocks that I was in, and I wanted to look at them after hours or pre-market, is there like a certain software that I could use that you might know of?
So yes, you can use what I use on the screen, which is TradingView. So TradingView gives you the opportunity to see pre-market and aftermarket in the stock.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now here's the thing: it's not free. I pay the pro. I want to say it's $32 a month. So it's like
I can afford that.
Yeah, $33 to $32 a month to use the platform and be a pro for TradingView. So it pays for itself, and it's a really good thing to use pre-market as well as aftermarket to see your stocks.
Okay. You see now, you answered all my questions for now. I'm gonna call you back another time, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. And then don't hesitate to drop in the chat room too, man. They got guys in there who answer it too, as well as we got the Discord room 24/7. You can go in there. We got a lot of helpful dudes in there as well. All right.
Yes, sir. I will.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you for watching. All right. So yeah, when you guys are buying some of these OTC stocks, you just want to be making sure that these companies are operational, man. And it starts with the website, bro. The website, seeing some kind of recent financials that have been submitted, some 8Ks, maybe some 4 filings. You want to see some kind of activity to know that you're not buying, you're not buying trash, or you're not buying a stock that's just not being traded anymore. MCOA, Marijuana Company of America. That's another one that I would watch when marijuana turns up again. And again, we haven't seen marijuana turn up in a while. Here's the weekly chart on MCOA. If we look at the daily, are we seeing buying on that? All right. Okay. It looks very much like OWCP. Why does OWCP and MCOA feel like they follow each other? I've always wondered why is that? Here's MCOA. Let's look at OWCP real quick. Why do I feel like they almost follow each other? Almost very similar plays. RSII, very similar. Well, no, different move on that one. But when we talk about how, again, you get that selling off, and then you get a couple days of buying, and then this can happen, and then this can happen. And looking at RSII, that's another weed play. And going back to MCOA, you have a situation like that where, again, you saw the sell-off, support, and then going higher, and then now falling back. You're back at support. Are you going to hold here? You're actually just above that support, but are you going to hold and go higher, or this is going to fail and go lower? Who knows? Time will tell. Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see what else you guys are looking at right now. Skies. SKYS. So it looks like in terms of the plays, I mean, we're still looking, you know, the oversold VSAR. That's the one I'm still looking at. Thinking about taking profits out of CHK as we start the fight with that today. I'm kind of mad because I should have gotten to Exxon, man. Exxon and some of these oil plays are just fucking nuts. They've been so fucking nuts. Still haven't seen the move we wanted to see. Saw a little bit of movement in that ticker I talked to you guys about yesterday, ZN. ZN. Still kind of delayed on that reaction. I know it can move. Wondering where you're at, but looks like volume's drying up. HUSA, here's another one. You know, haven't seen the move. No movement today on that stock. Stocks that can move, but the volume has not shown up. So let's hope that they drop some news. Definitely overdue. Definitely overdue for some. Investing.com. Love to see where crude is at right now. Where's crude at right now as we speak? Crude is at 51.55. Okay, so not where we want to see it. We want to see it at the 52s or even 53s. So, you know, slightly pulling back a little bit on crude. God, man, that's, you know, but again, it's a tradable commodity. But we started the morning at the high 52s in crude, and before we ended up selling off at midday. You said TD will show pre-market and aftermarket moves, and I think it's free, right? I mean, TD is free. I mean, is it a? I can't remember if TD Ameritrade. Yeah, it's a live chart and it's free. Yeah, during the day. It's a live chart during the day, right? In TD. On a computer, is it live on a computer? Intraday. I know for, of course, the if you're on the live, yeah, if you're on the live Thinkorswim app, then yes. But I think if you're in the paper trade, it's delayed. I'm thinking about the paper trade. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I figured that. If you're in the paper trade, then it's gonna be delayed. But yeah, if you're on the live, yeah, you get all that shit live and free. All right. Somebody's bringing up TE. Is that a ticker you're bringing up, or you just? Oh yeah, okay, that is a ticker. Tuesday Morning Corp. What is Tuesday Morning? Discount stores without grocery. So, what is this, like a Family Dollar without rip-off off-brand foods? Tuesday Morning. So it's like a 5 and below, basically. And I think 5 and below. I thought 5 and below was a publicly traded company, wasn't it? Are they still publicly traded? Tuesday Morning. I don't know. Now I think you're up there now, man. It looks like you had a pretty good earnings report back in August. I don't know where you're going now, but you know, I feel like you're padding your gains. Nice little gap fill, beautiful gap fill, and literally look at that. I mean, again, traders are all seeing the same things. That's a beautiful gap fill, man. That's a beautiful gap fill. You can't really go wrong with that one. Okay, yeah, they do have an S5. Okay, yeah, but it is that stock ain't under $5. That's for sure. 5 and below, that stock ain't under $5. You said TD has to lower commission. What is the commission right now for TD? Isn't it $4.95? It's either $4.95 or $6.95, right? I need some of you guys to start looking at Charles Schwab, but I mean, I know the minimum is $500. I know some of you guys are a little tight on cash, but $4.95 unlimited shares, man. You know, for OTCs, $6.95. Okay, $6.95. All right. I think it's Charles Schwab is a good secondary account or primary. Or primary. But if you're looking for more day trades, I think you got to go TD and Schwab or TD Schwab E-Trade. TD Schwab E-Trade or, Robinhood TD E-Trade. And again, that's if your strategy calls for that kind of aggressive movement. Yeah, I liked the Schwab when I was using it. I liked it. Great customer service. Great customer service. Always very respectful and easy to get somebody on the phone. And $4.95. You can't complain. Free CNBC. So I was watching CNBC on my other monitor while I had to. It's a pretty nice little setup. Viking Therapeutics, VKTX. VKTX looks overbought now, looking like a short. VKTX is looking like a short right now. That's the move. Looks like could have got in a little earlier than that, but definitely won't be jumping up here. I think you'll be holding 180s if you're not careful on that one. All right, let me pull up some oversold stocks here because you guys are pulling up stocks that aren't giving us an opportunity to get some money on. FinViz. I haven't heard from Bats in a while. I hope Bats is doing all right. Let me see here. The screener. Let's look up Gale. Looking at Gale at 36 cents. Yeah, that was really unusual volume today on Gale, man. What was up with that nice little pop? I saw the news came out, but man, look at that. No commitment at all to those higher prices in Gale. You got up to 44 cents a share, and everybody ditched. Let's look at the 5-minute on today's move on Gale. And look at that, man. Everybody ditched at those highs, leaving a lot of bags on GALE. On GALE. PED. Bvtk. Yeah, man, the volume just dried up on this one. This used to be one that actually people like to trade, but I don't know what happened to the volume in PED, man. It just freaking disappeared, bro. Just disappeared. Vassar, yeah, this is the one that, remember that gap down huge. I entered a position today on VSAR. When we talk about covering the gap, again, I'm not being greedy here. I'm looking for $4, maybe even $3.50, $3.60. I think you can get it in VSAR. We just gotta take control of the stock as longs. I don't even like going long that much, but I love the catalyst here. I love the reason to buy it. And that is the fact that, I think the buyers could take full control of this stock and, overwhelm anybody who thinks that this is going lower. And, VSAR could get you some, $1, $1.50 if this works out. Q-Tech said E-Trade sucks. E-Trade sucks. I don't know. I've never had a problem with E-Trade. I think their charts can be better, though. I think their whole, setup could be better because, for a while they had that little E-Trade Pro thing where they try to make you feel like you had to, be a certain weight to get it. But if you just called up and say, hey, I want E-Trade Pro, they'd give it to you free anyway. Let me see. Let's see some oversold stocks here. What do we got? Some oversold. One OTC stock. Do you guys remember a stock we talked about here at 27 cents last year? I looked at the stock today, and OTC stock, but it's got a $3 billion market cap. Nbggy, the National Bank of Greece. You guys remember when they were going through the whole Greece thing? This stock was really selling off aggressively. If you look at the weekly, when was that? Yeah, I think that was. All right, damn. Let me go back to the dailies because it's not pulling it up right. When Greece was going through their whole situation. Yeah, this is kind of where I started the show at. When Greece was going through their little hellhole situation, National Bank of Greece, and then obviously they got the Euro deal, they got the package. This is literally their version of the Fed that trades on the OTC markets, and you can buy it. You can buy it like a regular stock. I'm actually liking this pullback here that it's going through right now, but it's been stronger than usual. Last 2 days is pretty interesting because this was the first 2 days in a row in the stock in almost 2 weeks. So I just want to bring it back to your attention. We're at 35 cents now. I'm just marking it because we had broke support. So that pullback was pretty strong. National Bank of Greece, that was the move there. So I'm looking to see, again, decent volume on it. Do your research. You got to be willing to read a little bit of international news. But oversold right now, still below 50 on the RSI. If you're willing to put up some cash on it, we'll see what happens. You said, what's the secret stock I mentioned earlier? It's funny. I'm trying to get the CEO on the show before I put it out there. If I can't, or whatever reason I can't reach him, because this guy was a Stanford researcher. As I said, took a company that traded on the OTC markets with barely any money and 4 employees, and turned it into a company that made $60 million a year and 300 employees. And this guy's just recently taken over a publicly traded company on the OTC markets, and I got to let you guys know about it because nobody's like accumulating right now. Nobody's in this stock right now. Like, nobody's buying it. And the news dropped and nothing happened. So, when I put this info out here, I'm telling you right now, you better grab it. You better grab it. And I know most of you guys don't listen, and you just end up, still falling on your ass when, a week later, 3 weeks later, 2 months later, the stock is at, 700% gains, 900% gains, and you're just like, oh, I should have grabbed some. Oh, man, I saw it move, but I just. All right. And this stock is fucking cheap, bro. It's fucking cheap. All right, so let's keep it moving. CYTR, Biotech. Here's another one testing support here on the daily chart. Here's another one testing support. Going all the way back to May of this year. Man, this has got a lot of move. It's got a lot of pop to it, doesn't it? Wow, look at that. I think it's got a lot of pop, bro. Now at 42 cents a share. Yeah, I could see where it makes sense. I mean, looking at what this stock has done, I could see how that move makes sense. I think if you can bring that kind of volume based on what probably was like news, but if that kind of volume can come in, yeah, I think, we talk about buy low, sell high. Again, just find out where the risk is here. I mean, you are below $1. You've been on below $1 for some time. Figure out where it is financially and all that. They have NASDAQ listing determination. So read that, the one, find out if they got that 180 days. But yeah, I think, man, you get some news on this shit, dude. This can go flying. What's the float on that? me see here. CYTR. Okay, 128 million. Okay, I thought if we were talking 40 or 60, I'd be a little bit more excited. 128 isn't bad. 128 isn't bad. You know, if the news is worth it, it's 42 cents a share. So 128, you know, it's not that bad. And you got 30% of the stock that's short right now. Did I read that right? Oh, let's see. What's the short interest? No, okay, 11.8. Okay, that was something else. 11.8. 30% institutional holders. But yeah, okay, 11% of the float is short. Okay, interesting. Interesting. What's going on, Africa Emporium? All right. Few more tickers before we get up out of here. IHSI. Don't know anything about it. Don't know anything about IHSI. 0001 play. All right, 0001 play. Don't know anything about it. Don't see any recent runs. Don't see any recent runs in the stock. So you're getting us in real early here, man. This is a lotto ticket, bro. I do see it is OTC pink and compliant, and it does look pretty current on filings. So that float's got to be pretty ridiculous. But yeah, they are submitting filings, though. I mean, they're submitting SEC documents to be exact, too. I mean, they're not just putting up OTC market filings. They're putting up SEC filings. That costs money. So I see a 10Q from August. Yeah, some 8Ks. And all right, not bad. I'd hold, it's a lotto ticket. I'd hold it. I'd hold it. I'd hold it. Stock Z, you say you hold that? Okay. Yeah, I would hold that. All right. PRPO. 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 The only thing about a stock like that, you know, you got to be careful. You don't want to go too heavy because, again, look up the float and maybe contact management because you can do what they did with that HIPH, which I was kind of early on that stock because although it did end up running, I was early because what they did was I said, hey, HPH is probably going to run. But what they did is they ended up reverse splitting. So they ended up reverse splitting and everybody who was in still had some shares, but you weren't in as big as you were before. So, you know, but you were still able to take advantage of a great run that happened in HIPH this summer. You know, you were able to take advantage of that. But I was a bit early on that one. So that's always the risk with some of those 0001s. If the float is too big and it's just not moving, they'll reverse split. So you'll have a 1 for 10, 1 for 100 reverse split. You know, but you know, you're back in a stock that can move. PCOM, Points International. PCOM, all right. PCOM, you got us in late, man. Nice move on PCOM, but we're in late now, man. Look at that move from September 1st. Looks like that was the jump off. Not the cheapest stock in the world, but man, sitting on $2.50 of gains. I'm not buying on top of that. SPI. Africa Emporium. I know you're waiting on this one. I see obviously where you know where the profit potential is on SPI, but maybe because I just know too much about them from their OTC days. You know, that's kind of hindering my judgment on SPI. But I see where it makes sense. I mean, you know, get in at 12 cents here, but man, you know, because it's so cheap, you know, you have a down day in this stock, you lose 3 cents. I mean, wow, that's going to be a really ugly day. But this has every reason where it is now to go higher. I mean, if they drop some kind of news or something, you know, and you're going to see a big volume spike because that's really all it's missing. So I see Africa Emporium's his thinking process for that, because all you're really missing here is some great volume, and it looks like buyers are in control. So, you know, the selling it seems to have dissipated. So, you know, news, volume, and I can see, you know, 15 cents, 17 cents, maybe even 20 in one day if you get that kind of news. Yeah, I see somebody bringing up FEMA or Fannie Mae, excuse me. Fannie Mae. I don't know how to trade this stock, man. When we talk about how to trade Fannie Mae, I think you start to get into understanding some things that are, just to be honest with you, a little bit above my you know, what I know about, you know, interest rates and bonds and housing prices, housing starts and stuff like that. I'm not attuned to what's going on there. So Fannie Mae, you know, again, those are some macro concerns you're going to have to realize and understand before you play a stock like this. But yes, trades on the OTC markets, and very, very liquid, by the way, too. Very, very liquid, and does respond very well to those governmental catalysts. VSAR, yeah, VSAR is the play. I'm in it. I've already talked about that one. I'm in it. VSAR for the 350s. VSAR 350s, $4. I'm calling it now. If not tomorrow, next week sometime. But early next week, maybe this time next week, who knows? Mankind, MNKD. And this is a stock that can move too. Here's the daily chart on Mankind. I like where it's going here. I mean, what's going on with Mankind here? Starting to see that that Hvcw. What's the name of that play? I forgot what he calls it. I used to have the charts and show you guys. But Cameron Foos, this is one of his plays he likes to look at. These little setups. All right, where you've gotten support, looking real nice here, bouncing off those, setting up higher lows. We got a slight pullback here. All right, you get a lower low, but now higher lows as you move higher. You broke the pattern with this move. All right, so let's see if you have a higher low here. So a pullback and then a breakout higher. Now we'll see if that holds up though, because it hasn't been playing to. It's not a perfect turnaround situation. Somebody brought it up. NIHD. Yeah, NIHD oversold. NIHD oversold. Don't know what the story is there though. Said martial arts news. What are you talking about? Martial arts news. Oh yeah, that MMA play. Yeah. That was huge. Yeah, we took a look at that one earlier. AMMA was the ticker on that one. All right. ABVG. Affinity Beverage Group. Okay. Yeah, OTC stock looks like somebody's buying the lows. Somebody's buying the lows on APVG. Okay, so Pink Limited. All right, they do have some paperwork that's out there. Looks like I see a couple spikes in here that are pretty recent. All right, so yeah, man. I mean, if you get some triple twos, triple threes, maybe. I see where it makes sense for you. Accurate filings too, not bad. STEK or CTEK, excuse me. A couple more before we get out of here. Let's find some oversold plays, shall we? Let me pull up some real oversold plays I want to look at. We talked about this on Monday. I haven't had anybody in the chat room bring it back up. GNCA today was the first green day. I really want you guys to really pay attention to this stock tomorrow, as well as VSAR, another stock I'm very interested in. Today was the first day since that dip. Well, that plummet, rather. I should call it a plummet because that's basically what it was. That was just a disaster from $5 a share.
Oh shit.
GNCA. But today was, again, as I said, today was the first day the buyers came back and put up some green. So here's the 5-minute chart on GNCA. This is the drop. This is the drop from Monday. All right. Oh, this is the drop from, what was that date? It was the 26th. You know, when you work from home, you forget what day it was. Tuesday. Yeah, that was the drop from Tuesday. And, you know, for once, here's the 5-minute. Again, here's the 5-minute. And let's go to the 30-minute because I think the 30-minute kind of showed it a little bit better. All right, so here's the 30-minute. And let's go a little bit lower, probably even 10-minute. I thought we saw the curve somewhere in this. I guess not. All right, but slight buying today, and you saw some support at some of these higher prices. But just watch GNCA. Watch GNCA tomorrow going into next week is a stock that I think is going to be on our biggest gainer list next week sometime. You might see another green day tomorrow in the stock. I think it's a day for you to be able to take a position in it. And I think next week, this time, you're going to be sitting into something nice. Maybe 130s, 140s, maybe in some 150s. But again, a stock that's back on my radar as something that can go long. All right. BONT up 5%. Yeah, BONT was one we were watching here, and it just kind of never delivered. But nice move on that for at 43 cents a share on BONT. Decent volume too. Yeah, we saw that HMNY squeeze. Otis Johnson, you said earnings on GNCA is November 2nd. Well, that's November 2nd earnings. I mean, but you'll get your gains before November 2nd. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. You look at that GNCA chart, you're going to get 150s, 160s way before November 2nd. You're going to get it before then. Yeah, we talked about GBSN yesterday. GBSN, if you guys remember, that was the former NASDAQ play that got delisted. Same situation as DCTH. The shareholders took control and basically shitted on that company. Now it's just, languished on the OTC markets. I thought it was a turnaround possibly happening, but, as I said yesterday, we just haven't gotten the confirmation. But as you see here, something could be happening. But, again, it is now an OTC stock with different situations. But overdue on news, by the way, too. Kind of overdue on news. But they're still a biotech company, and they're still doing supposedly medical treatments and still looking for FDA approvals on some drugs that they're putting out. So just be aware of that. Yeah, HMNY I'll be watching tomorrow, but I'll be watching that ITUS, ITUS. Last 2 days been red. I think shorters are getting overconfident. I think you can squeeze them tomorrow from a chat room on ITUS. We looked up that chart earlier. I'll watch that in the morning too. GRCK, all right, last couple charts. GRCK, OTC play, 9 million shares traded. What's that float looking like, man? Got 9 million shares traded today, but it looks like everybody was dumping. Or it was somebody literally just buying an offer that was sitting on the bid and loading up. I don't know what the story is here. Internet Security and Transaction Services Company, Gray Cloak. Don't know anything about them. Looks like they had some recent news back there in September. Yeah, very interesting chart there. You said ITUS? Yeah. ITUS. I'm telling you right now, ITUS could squeeze tomorrow, man. I think the shorters are a little bit too confident, and they could very well get squeezed. And I see it, again, not to beat up a dead horse, but I'm seeing it in the 30-minute chart as we saw some heavy covering or either covering or buying into the close. Somebody's in here getting ready for tomorrow morning. So that's where IDIS is, and that's a scary looking flag like that, man, for today's. And it's a 30-minute chart. This is today's move after the dump in IDIS. That's pretty strong for support, man. For a stock that, that moved down 20%, to see buyers commit to those 350s like that, they think something is up. IPAS, let's take IPAS. IPAS, NASDAQ play. All right, so again, guys, those stocks we brought up, definitely take a look at them. Got a caller here. Looks like African Emporium. 202, what's up?
What's going on, Brother Sal?
Hey, what's up with you, bro?
Nothing much, man. I know you're trying to get out of here. I'm seeing to be always calling right around. You're trying to get out, so
yeah.
I just want to touch base real quick. I'm sure you talked about Roku today, right?
Yeah, we talked about Roku. I mean, I was kind of taken by surprise on that, man, because nobody called up and told us about that going, unless you said something I didn't hear, but I didn't even know that was going public today.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to even bring attention to it the other day. Obviously from the show perspective, I was up this morning, obviously, just kind of back checking, seeing what they was talking about as far as the analyst consensus and all that, and everything seemed to be lined up. They was able to raise, I think close to $219 million. So the initial IPO, so they had I guess a bigger budget. They're trying to reach about 1.5 billion, but they missed it by I think maybe 200 million, somewhere around there, some odd number. Okay. But either way, like I said, I mean, a lot of people know about Roku. Obviously, it's in that space where it's trying to compete with Apple TV, and Nvidia has something like that, streaming Netflix, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And it showed out today. All I can say,
yeah,
it showed out. I caught it literally right at the bottom when they opened it up. I missed it by maybe 15 cents from the actual bottom, somewhere around there. I got in at 15.90. And I swung it. I could have cashed out, but I chose to hang on to it because there's a lot of buyers in this stock there. I'm sure you saw the action today. It was a beautiful chart. The only probably second best chart I saw today was SPPI. I don't know if you talked about that. That's a little bit more pricier stock, but that was a beautiful play in that one as well. But there's definitely some action for it tomorrow for anybody probably that's thinking about getting into it. I don't see it being like how Snapchat was. A lot of people were kind of thinking back by Snapchat.
I'm hoping it doesn't do another Blue Apron where you had so much excitement, or a Snap, and then falls on its ass. I mean, I gotta learn a little bit more about Roku and their business. But they're popular stocks, so it'll probably hang up on there for some time.
Yeah, and I think the analysts, kind of said it best. It's one of those snares. Obviously, they are, they was able to get a little profit out of the years thus far. They got a lot to go, obviously, in that turn to be branded, because I think their biggest goal, from my understanding, is that they actually went public for one reason and one reason only. Mm-hmm. They kind of, launched some kind of new value in their business and saying, we're going to move away from the device value, and they probably go strictly, digital with it. Mm-hmm. And also, potentially, they may get bought out. I mean, think about it. I mean, they've proven they can make money. They obviously, still kind of, hurting to be able to kind of scale themselves. But, a big company can easily come in and snatch them up. We talking about HNY with the movie pass. You got Netflix. You got, Google. You got Apple. I mean, that's what it's all about now. People merging and acquisitions are going on, and people looking for opportunities. So I think definitely, it's just a good opportunity. If nothing else, it's making for a great trade. Tomorrow I think it's going to be just as liquid. I don't know if you saw the after hours price. It closed up almost another $1. Yeah. Closed at 24, I think 30, something like that. Some odd number, or actually a little higher. Actually went up to 24.80 something. Close to there, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see what it does tomorrow. So I'm excited about it. And one time for the the Bone Thugs and Harmony at the crossroad, Dcth jumped up there and ran on the OTC market.
Yeah, I was surprised for that. I mentioned that earlier today on the show too, and to have Dcth run on the OTC side. Now it's been 3 days in a row now for Dcth. So I don't know what's going on there, but they're fighting over there. They're fighting.
Yeah, like I said, it has some loyal customers that followed it over, and like I say, one thing about them, they have great science out of the house. The management just is raggedy. They withheld news purposely to keep investors kind of in lieu of what may come because they wanted money, from the convertible notes to kind of get more, buying power to kind of scale themselves. But they just been living a little too lavish off of, investors' money, and I think that the shareholders kind of hit them at that stone wall, like we're not gonna keep buying into it. But they did what they wanted to. They got it reversed through their I think it was I forgot who they went through to get their the shares they needed, but they're gonna actually go forward with the reverse split. Now just figuring out how much it's gonna be. But either way, like I say, it was a good little trade for today, and it was exciting to see, and it kind of moved about a little bit on the OTC market. But other than that, man, looking forward to tomorrow. I'm sure you strapped and ready for yourself. It's Friday, a good payday, profit day. So guys, be careful out there in the market. Trade what you definitely can understand. Don't just jump in and chase, and we'll see what happens.
There it is. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, African Emporium.
Thank you, Sal. Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to Africa Emporium. I appreciate the call as well. Some guys in the chat room brought up OTIC. I've been waiting for that OTIC to pop off. That's just one of my biggest fears, that VSAR will end up being something like this, where it just, I've been watching and waiting for OTIC. I mean, I got some orders waiting on OTIC. I mean, if we can get, and I'm hoping this is a stock we can get $5 and $5.50, $6 on, but I mean, shit, the bulls just can't push hard enough, man. We had a very low volume day today. Volume seems to be almost drying up. So hopefully we can get some kind of news out of the company soon here. It's been almost 2 weeks, and OTIC, not the cheapest stock in the world, but $3.30, not bad. I think with plenty of upside, plenty of upside, as you can see here. There's a lot of space, a lot of air up there, they rather would say, but OTIC, we'll see. I'm watching OTIC, watching. I had put up that chart earlier. This is a semiconductor play, TNTR. It was moving in the right direction. You had a slight pullback today too. Again, the volume isn't there just yet. It looks like the company's got some other things, and it's so funny because we just talked about Roku. This company just went public this summer. So here's another one that sometimes when they go public, everybody loves it. And I think when the hoopla settles down, and you can get caught holding the bag here, and again just this summer. All right. Other than that, we got all the stocks to watch. I know some guys, African Emporium, already put his list out there. Shout out to Tyson Batts. I see you in the chat room. Brian Moore said, what was the website that you look for that you can submit FDA approvals? Yeah, somebody put that in the chat. What was the name of that site? I don't want to go through all my bookmarks. What was the name of that site where you go through and okay, I got it. It was saved at the top. Biopharma Catalyst. Let me put it in the chat room. I'll put it in the chat room. Biopharma Catalyst. That's the name of that's the site right there. It's in the chat room. Biopharma Catalyst, and then the FDA calendar. FDA calendar. All right. So everybody's waiting. June 22nd. The next penny stock I'm seeing here is CATB. They're waiting for some data to be presented on October 4th. For Part C open line data to be presented at the International Congress of World Muscle Society. You guys know some of these conferences can go nuts like that. Another ticker, CAPR. They're waiting for 6-month data to be presented also on October 4th at that conference for CAPR. But both of those stocks don't have the greatest looking charts, man. Both of those stocks don't have the greatest looking charts. Life, here's another penny stock. Wow, there are quite a few penny stocks. There are quite a few penny stocks on this list, man. Waiting on some FDA news. AVEO. But they're getting you in kind of high, dude. What the fuck? Ah, shit, man. ATRS. I see they're getting you in kind of high on the chart. You know, show me a fucking stock that hasn't done shit that's waiting on FDA news. That's one I want to jump on. You know, show me an ALRT. You know, show me an ALRT. This is what I want to see. I want to see a chart that looks like that. That's waiting on FDA news. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I want 12,000% in a day. All right, I see people bringing up tickers in the chat room. NDRO, quite a few, a little bit. You guys don't want me to leave. NRDO, y'all know I'm addicted to these tickers. IPCI. IPCI. Okay, yeah, we looked at that one. This is just it didn't get going. You know, they didn't really get going. Looked like somebody bought the lows, but pulled back today pretty strong. Low volume. All right. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me get out of here. Great trading day. I don't have a Friday show, so this ends the week until next Monday. Friday's always, you know, a good money day for a lot of traders. For penny stocks, period. Friday is always a day where a lot of companies that have been struggling drop news because they love going in the weekend being able to say, hey, this is what we did for our investors. So look for some really exciting news in the AM. So definitely have your news scanners out. Again, you're going to have somebody's going to get squeezed. Probably an ITUS, more than likely. ITUS is going to be squeezed tomorrow. I think that's the only one that I saw on the list. Looking at our biggest losers today, that probably could do it. That probably could do it. This has been AKTX. I'm watching AKTX. AKTX. You guys remember AKTX is one that was silly too. Couple months ago. Nobody's bringing up AKTX, but that one's been falling off its ass for the last couple of days. I've been looking at this as possibly, you know, a squeeze attempt because it is pretty low float, but the volume's been drying up. But a couple other stocks out there to watch. You know, trying to be figuring out how to identify, you know, these opportunities kind of before they happen, or at least I'm getting pretty close to being able to say, okay, well, this one is going to happen with that today, or this is going to happen with that today, you know. But we'll see. OWCP, yeah, we looked at OWCP. ADXS. You know, again, a big shout out to the guys who were in Soupq, man. Shout out to the guys who were in Soupq. 396%. This is why I love OTCs. Last call, 480. You're on the air. What's up?
Oh, hey, what's up, Sal?
Hey.
Hey, this is Tyson Batts. I just wanted to get your draw on a couple. I just heard you recently speaking about CAPR. What's your kind of like your outlook? Because you know, most of the tickers I kind of put up, they're kind of like trends. Like if the stock's in a trend and it's been setting higher highs, as you know, I kind of go long on there, and I've been long on CAPR at 125 and also BLFS is another one. But what was your outlook on the CAPR?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I saw it on here on the FDA calendar for a presentation that's to be done on October 4th. Looks like
okay.
They're in the middle of a drug. Looks like a phase. Is that a phase 2? Or phase 1 or phase 2? But anyway, they're going to be presenting some 6-month data in regards to that trial on October 4th at the World Muscular Society International Conference. So, yeah, I mean, I think you play into that. I mean, October's right around the corner, October 4th. That's facts. That's next week, Wednesday. So if they deliver solid news, then who knows how high this thing can go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably the reason why the price action is.
Oh, absolutely.
Is on the move.
I mean, the word can be out. I mean, who knows? Somebody's leaking some information that it's going to be better than expected. People taking, opportunities to profit off that. But if you pull the chart up, you see here it did gap down. So it does have that gap to cover as well, too. So if the news comes out, do we just hit 294 and come down? Or, is 294 the possible top we're looking for if the news is good? Who knows? But only time will tell on that.
And that FDA news has sometimes can really make or break a stock. I see that's what happened with VSAR. I guess something happened with they're supposed to be helping some like immune things with some kids and some adults or something like that. And I guess the medicine or whatever they had for the meeting and stuff didn't go through, and the stock totally tanked. That's that VSAR, the one that just totally tanked, and people are betting bullish on it. But I think it won't be bullish until they fix some things there.
Yeah, yeah. VSAR fell off its ass. I'm paying very short term here. That we'll see, but we'll see what happens. Time will tell.
Yeah. What do you think about BLFS?
Let me see here, BLFS. Wow, that's a nice looking trend there. I don't think you can say anything bad about this, man. I mean, I'm seeing those higher lows. It looks like it's going really well, and staying at the top of that band, not oversold, just hanging on very nicely. It looks real strong, man. It's, this is saying go long, and you don't have that chart where it's just kind of like going straight to the moon, but it's more or less a really nice takeoff, and so far, just going higher, setting new highs. Looks like almost every day here. Has it been up there before? Let me go just pull up the weekly chart real quick, get this closer. Okay, so yeah, it's been up at these levels before. It's working its way higher. You gotta go far back several years, but nice move, man. And the weekly's looking really healthy on BLFS.
Yeah, and shouts out to anyone who got a hold of that Roku move. I know African Emporium was just on the line, and he got a really got in at the tails the beginning of that whole move, and I kind of totally missed that whole. I didn't get that memo. I'm kind of a little upset at everyone that kind of got that memo, and I didn't get that memo, African Emporium, on that Roku move. But no, that's okay. I'll just look for something else tomorrow. But last but not least, I wanted to see if Skies will show up for work tomorrow after it did kind of a little gapping up today, kind of fell down on itself. But I think it has a lot of attention. There's a slight trend breaking in on the weekly. I don't know. Prices may tend to. And one thing too, Sal, is one thing I like to that gets me long on a play. Especially I like to catch them, as early as I can. As soon as I see that trend coming in. But that rounding bottom, if you can get that rounding bottom on the yearly or the 5-year. Normally that rounding bottom, and if you look at a lot of charts like, ARWR, AMMA, and just countless charts, once you start getting that rounding bottom at the bottom of a chart, kind of like on that 1 year to that 5 year, I mean, prices really start to take off, and that's kind of like where I get long at. So, man, I just wanted to call in. I haven't called for a while, but I'm still riding big trends, and I'm still trading stocks. So, let's do this.
There it is, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Tyson Batts. Appreciate the call as always, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. So there's Tyson Batts with his plays. But that BLFS was unreal. AMF, I can't pull up. It looks like it hasn't been going for that long. It looks like it hasn't too much of history on the 12-month. Or unless he's talking about pulling up like a weekly, but on the 12-month. That's probably what he means. weekly, but as 12 months of it. But I do see that kind of rounded bottom he's talking about when he brings up those longer those longer charts, longer time frame charts. All right. Yes, indeed. And by the way, he didn't mention this, but he does a show in the Discord room on Saturdays at, I want to say 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come to the Discord room and check on that one, or he'll probably put that in there. Said Party City's hiring 25,000 people. Yeah. Party City hiring those things. But a lot of those jobs, you know, I've gotten involved in a lot of those things where, like, hey, we just need help for the winter. But a lot of those people who get hired for those kind of jobs, you know, they don't really give a fuck about the job. You know what I mean? Like, just to be honest with you, they really don't give a fuck about the job because they know they're only there for a couple weeks. A lot of them are very young and just want the first 2 weeks and could give a damn about being there for the whole, like, holiday season. You know, they just kind of want money until about Christmas, and then after that, you're hiring people again. But yeah, appreciate that. Everybody press like on this video again. Again, I'm always grateful you guys watching my show and contributing. Please tell your friends and post my videos in chat rooms. You guys know this only works if you guys get more people to watch, because that's how we all get better, more brains working together to find gains before other people do. This show allows you to go through, you know, 50, 60, 70 tickers in a matter of an hour and a half, something that many of us, because, you know, some of us have kids, some of us have other things going on in the house that we can't necessarily sit down and be able to, you know, go through ourselves at one time. So this show allows you to do that, and we do a good job of that, and we have been doing that. So join my Discord room. Again, I'll be back on my other channel. I'm going to continue to say that because I want people to make sure if you're here and you just found out about me from this channel, make sure you subscribe to my American Investor Show channel, because I will be back there very short. By this time next month, I'll already be broadcasting back there. All right. Yes, indeed. All right, so let me put that in the Discord room for anybody who's not already a member in the Discord room. And I know we got a lot of people who just lurk in the Discord room. Go ahead and participate. Go ahead and participate. You know. All right, Sal, you said where the 200 people went? Well, I'm not on my main channel. You know, I'm using this channel. This channel only has about almost 1,000 subscribers. I'm surprised I got that many people on this channel that have only been here, maybe a month now, or 2 months. So, you know, we're talking about something that, although a lot of people know about penny stocks, a lot of people, you know, if I was talking about, you know, sucking tits every day or some shit like that, then we'd have a whole lot more people in here. You know, we're talking about something that takes brain power. We're talking about something that takes patience, something that takes a lot of discipline, something that takes the ability to save, because to be a trader, you have to be a saver. And a lot of people are not savers, so they can't be traders. So, it's a unique group of people. And I'm not going to get to a point where I have 5,000 people in here talking about OTC stocks and NASDAQs. But the people I do have in here and who will come in here, I know they're people who love what we're doing, who are interested in what we're doing and committed to what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? So, yes, indeed. Definitely click that like. Click that like. All right. So with that being said, guys, until next time, I'll be back here Monday to wrap up, to wrap up Friday and see what else we can uncover for the rest of the week. We saw oil run this week. We saw, a couple pumps run this week with Sheep Wolf staying. We saw Soupq do what it did today. A stock that nobody saw that coming. You know, so overall a great week. We got kind of faked out by the larger exchanges with a few red days to start the week, and all of a sudden either, you know, we're getting bull trapped here, or we're looking to retest highs. We'll see. All right. We will see. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Edwin Iglesias, Desert Edge. Again, thank you so much to all my callers. Tyson Batts, African Emporium, Ken, all the people who want to call in, but you're intimidated for some reason. I got an email from a lady. She says, I'd like to call in, but I feel intimidated. I was like, by what? Like, you know, there's nothing to be intimidated about here. You know? Ricardo Joseph, Oh Boy Peach, Michael B, Cool Cats, Andrew Gladness, Callie Robb, Jeff the Marine Thayer, Lionheart, who else was in here? Kenny Nichols, Stock Z, Devin J, Lloyd Cowley, Dom Will, appreciate you, sir. Q DeMaio, Jack Green, Bill Betts. Looks like Ricardo Joseph, Alpha Lewis, Tony Johnson, Jack Green. You guys know who you are, the people who can't type in the chat room because you're watching it on the TV or screen or something. Be back here Monday as always. Matai Tama, Phil Abel, Kyle Patterson, Eban R. Yes, indeed, Ghost Alchemist. See you guys later, Monday. Happy trading, everyone. Take care.